to celebrate, to parade, and to have fun. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
In addition to our honor guard, we also want to welcome some of the police from our surrounding areas. They participate with us each year. Helping to lead our parade this year, and we are delighted to have them, the Pennsylvania State Police Ceremonial Unit. The Ceremonial Unit was formed in 1995 to represent the Pennsylvania State Police at designated functions, including graduation exercises and parades and dedications. Coming up now is the Pittsburgh Police Emerald Society Pipes and Drums. The unit was formed in 2001 with the realization that there was a need for tribute to those in law enforcement community who have paid the supreme sacrifice. Okay, I apologize. This is the Seton Hill Pipe Band. Ladies and gentlemen, please take note of our Grand Marshal. This is Fleck on the front right side with Lieutenant S. Lowry's widow, Mary Beth. We mentioned the encampment at Fort Ligonier. These are the reenactors who represent the French, the British, the Native American forces of the French and Indian War. And again, you can come and see them in camp at the fort, commemorating the Battle of Loyal Hannah that occurred, the Battle of Fort Ligonier that occurred on October 12, 1758. These are the French and Indian reenactors. And of course, the British reenactors. In conjunction with Fort Ligonier Day is a costume contest for children in grades kindergarten through 5 was held. It featured a top prize of $300. It was held at Fort Ligonier yesterday, the opening day of our 3-day event. And coming up now are the children that are in costume. And we want to announce the winners of the contest. The first prize winner is Hunter Carr. Second prize winner is Elizabeth Brunner. And third is Piper Hankey. And now the pride of Ligonier Valley, the Ligonier Valley High School Marching Band. Under the direction of Beth Ann Cricket. Valley High School marching band, 40 members strong. Ligonier Valley Rams football team scored a big victory last night, a come-from-behind win over Huntington. They are now 5-0 on the season, 6-0 on the season. And behind the band, the Ligonier Valley High School Air Force Junior ROTC. 130 members in this group. Master Sergeant David Oates is their commander, and this is the Junior ROTC member.
Ready?
Each year they hold a scholarship contest to choose a Miss Ligonier. It was held last week, or 2 weeks ago I should say. Miss Ligonier for 2015, the 55th annual scholarship pageant. 11 juniors and seniors participated, and the winner this year is the senior, Sarah Mead. She is Miss Ligonier. Her first runner-up is junior Sarah Markowski, and Haley Pahaj was the second runner-up. A good-looking driver in that car, too. Next, this is the McMullen family, Art and Cheryl, with their 1931 Ford Roadster. And the grandkids. Next is the first of our floats. There was a contest each year for the floats as well, and this group consistently does very well in this competition. This group is from the Valley School of Ligonier. The theme for the floats, well, the theme for the entire weekend is Pages from the Ages. And the Valley School came up with this float, which is the first place winner, the Lord Ligonier Award winner among floats. This is students in 7th through 9th grade. They are in a float elective class, and they work on this float, and it depicts August 14, 1765, colonists awaking to find that a British stamp collector had placed an effigy on the branches of a giant elm tree on Boston Square. That became known as the Liberty Tree. And again, this is the first place winner among floats. This is our police chief, John Berger. And coming up now, one of the best bands you're going to see in high school, the Butler Golden Tornado Marching Band, 260 members strong. They've been to the Disney World Parade, in 2013 the Toronto Santa Claus Parade, and last year the Stamford, Connecticut UBS Parade. Jeff Croner is the band director. Tornado High School Marching Band. They are sponsored for us by Cleveland Brothers. Jeff Proner again is the band director. Scott is a native of the Pittsburgh area, a North Allegheny alum, and a graduate of Ohio University. Taken in 1927 with Grand Fire Truck. 19 fire trucks. Coming up, you recognize this guy, Yogi Bear's Jellystone Park. He is smarter than the average bear. Here's some people I used to know. Jim Burton and Lindsay Ward from WJAC-TV. They are the morning crew along with Tim Rigby. They used to have a really sharp-looking guy with white hair that was on with them in the morning, but I can't remember his name. Good to see you guys. This float is from O'Shea's Candy, and if you're from the Johnstown area, you know O'Shea's Candy. This is their social community cause, helping kids and cancer, connecting them with other kids in the community with chocolate breaks. Mr. Dave Byers in his Jeep. Yeah, double Dave's in the front seat. Taken in 1927 with Grand Fire Truck. 19 fire trucks. Coming up, you recognize this guy, Yogi Bear's Jellystone Park. He is smarter than the average bear. Here's some people I used to know. Jim Burton and Lindsay Ward from WJAC-TV. They are the morning crew along with Tim Rigby. They used to have a really sharp-looking guy with white hair that was on with them in the morning, but I can't remember his name. Good to see you guys. This float is from O'Shea's Candy, and if you're from the Johnstown area, you know O'Shea's Candy. This is their social community cause, helping kids and cancer, connecting them with other kids in the community with chocolate breaks. Mr. Dave Byers in his Jeep. Yeah, double Dave's in the front seat. And this is Jack Kinsey in his Willys 3CJ3A, I should say. In the box in the front seat with him. Ligonier Valley Homecoming Court. And the queen this year is riding on a horse. This is Rachel Howard. She was the homecoming queen. Big Al. Big Al Vigilati is the homecoming king. Court for the queen, the homecoming court. Homecoming was last weekend in Ligonier Valley. So Al Vigilati and Rachel Howard. Ice Cream Joe's with us now, the Valley Dairy Restaurant spokesperson, Trove's spokesperson for the banana split that was actually created. He would have ice cream, but the Indians ate it. That's Ice Cream Joe. Coming up now, the Latrobe, ahead of the Latrobe Wildcat Marching Band, is the 4th of July celebration queen for the 4th of July in Latrobe this year. married person. And right now, the Greater Latrobe High School Wildcat Marching. Tim Sheridan, director. Greater Latrobe High School Wildcat Marching Band. The guy coming up here needs no introduction. This is a speedy delivery by Mr. McFeely. And riding in a car belonging to Bill Chapin, Mr. McFeely, speedy delivery. He's ready. No Patrick or Squidward with him, but that is SpongeBob. This float is from NHS Preschool, and it depicts young children learning. NHS Preschool out of Youngstown, Pennsylvania. Behind them, Holy Trinity School, which is right down the street here in Ligonier. And its float represents students and family, the school throughout their lifetime, as they start as infants, enter school, pre-K and kindergarten, and then as they graduate from 8th grade. In conjunction with Holy Trinity, the HT High Flyer. This group is one of the best rope jumping units in the country. They travel all over and they win awards. As always, part of the Fort Ligonier parade is our antique farm machinery. This is Mr. Jay Steinbach and his restored 1957 Farmall 450. tractors, which will be on display, by the way, down at Walnut and Main Street in Ligonier following the parade. And some miniature tractors that are also antique. '60 Alice Chalmers. Our next group is the Balmoral Pipes and Drums. It's an intergenerational band. It was formed in May of 2013. The band marches in parades, 10 to 12 pipers. The band's pipe major, George Balderos, is co-founder and executive director of the Balmoral School of Piping and Drumming, founded in 1979. And it trains pipers and drummers across western Pennsylvania. This next group is the Three Rivers Ford Model A Restorers Club. They are out of Pittsburgh. The club drives 1930 era Ford Model A's. They have been restored to their original condition, as you can see. Four-cylinder, 40 horsepower, 3-speed transmissions. We want to thank Erie Insurance, as we mentioned before, as one of our sponsors. This is an antique 1915 out of Mount Pleasant Volunteer Fire Department. That is an old truck. The Spartan Marching Band, 215 members. They've had performances at the Tournament of Roses, the Statue of Liberty, Flight 93 Memorial, and even Pearl Harbor, among others. This year the band will be traveling to Washington to parade in the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival under the direction of Brian Kaczynski. And I am told next year the band will be appearing in Hawaii again. The Hempfield Area High School Spartan Marching Band. the Hempfield Area High School Spartan Marching Band. Coming up now, the Girl Scouts of Western Pennsylvania and the Girl Scouts of Ligonier in particular, and their float. Their float represents different musical eras. The girls have dressed up in costumes from the 1950s to 1990s musical groups and persons. Girl Scouts of Western Pennsylvania. Right behind them, Troop 372 of the Boy Scouts. And this is a float winner. This is the third place winner, the General John Forbes Award. And it shows 2 scouts in a mock campfire. And sitting near a large rock, the Eagle Scout is showing the Cub Scout how to use the compass. Troop 372 behind them, Pack 370 of the Cub Scouts. And behind them, Friendship Parks Children's Committee. They will be rebuilding Friendship Park next spring. It was built, what, about 10 years ago? 20 years ago? Oh, wow, yeah. Time flies when you're not paying attention. 21 years ago, Friendship Park was built. They're going to be rebuilding it next spring. Another of our sponsors, Giant Eagle. And some recognizable ad characters. Mr. Peanut, Keebler Elf, the Honeybee, and Mr. Oreo Cookie. More antique farm equipment, this time from the Fort Allen Group. The 1937 Alice Chalmer, WC. Don Niederheiser is the owner. '54 Alice Chalmer, and here's the Johnsons. In there, Alice Chalmer, Roger Clark. 1962. I'd like to introduce to you Razzle and Dazzle. They are clowns for any event that you may want to clown for. They are from Jennerstown. It's a faith-based couple. They are available for birthday parties, family reunions, grand openings, promotional and charity events. And they also participated in Hockeyville. And for those of you from the Johnstown area, you know what Hockeyville is. Coming up now is the report from the Mount Pleasant Glass and Ethnic Festival. The Miss is Trisha Bungard. The young Miss is Chloe Lynn. And the little Miss is Camry Kimmel. Guess what the Franklin Regional High School Band will be doing on New Year's Day? The Franklin Regional High School Panther Marching Band from Murraysville. Kevin Pollock is the director. They will appear in the Tournament of Roses Parade in Pasadena on January 1st. Past performances have been at the Tournament of Roses Parade in 2012. And the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in 2009 and 2003. Franklin Regional High School Marching Band, 210 members strong. We are honored to have in our parade President Lincoln. Actually, it is Ralph Lincoln. He is a fifth-generation descendant of President Lincoln. No, that's not right. Third cousin. I'm going by what I was handed. Third cousin. More reenactors now, this time from the Civil War. This is Carpenter's Battery. It's a Confederate Civil War reenactment unit, headquartered right here in the Ligonier Valley. Carpenter's Battery. And behind them, the Blue and Gray Brigade. This next group is Sarah A. Crawford, Auxiliary 43. This is the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War. Dressed in their 1860s attire. And behind them, the Big Run Free Militia. This group was incorporated in 1975. The Big Run Free Militia carries the pages of the past, the free militia laws of the Swedish people who established some of their earliest settlements in Pennsylvania. Now let's go back a few years. These are the sons and daughters of the American Revolution. the Fort Ligonier chapter. And the Fort Ligonier Daughters of the American Revolution. This is the Berlin Fife and Drum Corps. This group organized in 1782. We have some antique cars now. Dave Davis of Greensburg in his 1927 Buick Roadster. Dave is the third owner of this car. It was sold in Ligonier in 1927. Mr. Ken Hummel of Avonmore, his 1911 Model T Ford touring car. The factory price for this car, $780. This is Chuck and Lee Spiker of Greensburg, their 1937 Packard convertible with rumble seat, of course. Now, the Department of the Bureau of Forestry of Pennsylvania, Smokey the Bear. This is interesting. We have the three Pittsburgh mascots, and all of them were playing this week. This, of course, is Iceberg for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Honored to have you, Iceberg. And in the truck behind them then, Steel McBeam, of course, the Steeler mascot. And give a little extra love to the Pirate Parrot. He's had a tough week. It was tough for all of us, believe me. This next group is sponsored by Somerset Trust Company. Following them is the Armbrust Veterans Association. They have a Korean War Jeep and trailer, a World War II Jeep, and our appreciation to the veterans who are with this group. Thank you. Coming up now, Patrick Donnelly and his daughter Miranda. This is a 1943 Jeep that was made by Ford. It's been painted to reflect the 11th Cavalry Group. It was one of 670,000 Jeeps produced during World War II and one of 277,000 built by the Ford Motor Corporation. More antique farm equipment. I mistakenly identified a farmall earlier. This is a farmall right here, 1954. This is J. Steinbock's 1957. Farmall 450. And it couldn't be in better, I don't think it was in better condition when they made it. Bill Savage and his pet behind the wheel. Coming up now, the Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions Marching Band. Jamie West is the director of the Greensburg-Salem Marching Band. Greensburg-Salem High School Marching Band. This next float is the second place winner among floats, the General Richard K. Mellon Memorial Award. It is from the Cook Township Community Center. The Chestnut Ridge Community Volunteer Fire Company held a fair pageant, and these are the winners. This next group participates in the Fort Ligonier Days Parade every year, and we are thrilled to have them back. This is the Greensburg Fire Department Marching Unit. the Greensburg Fire Department Marching Unit. Coming up after the Greensburg Volunteer Fire Department Marching Unit, if there has been a book written about professional sports in Pittsburgh, chances are this guy wrote it. He is Jim O'Brien. He has written what, Jim, 23 books? 23 books. His latest one is like every other one. It's fascinating. Golden Arms, it's called. 6 Hall of Fame quarterbacks from Western Pennsylvania. That's his new book. Jim is a Pittsburgher. He is the only Pittsburgher ever named to the U.S. Basketball Writers Hall of Fame. He was honored at the NCAA Final Four basketball tournament in New Orleans in 2003. He has also won the Bob Prince Award for his contributions to journalism. He was inducted into the Western chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. And I could go on and on, but he has written a lot of really good books about Pittsburgh's professional sports. And he will be doing a book signing this afternoon at Second Chapter's book on East Main Street. So stop in and see Jim, get him to sign a copy of his book. Take a look at the next golf cart. Notice anything strange about it. Blinking lights. Shaped like a saucer. In it is Mr. Stan Gordon. Perhaps you've heard of him. He is a UFO, Bigfoot researcher, an author, and now TV star. Mr. Stan Gordon. We talked about 210 member, 260 member bands. This is a one-man band right here. Nick DeSanto. He has a bass drum strapped to his back, cymbals, bells, tambourines, kazoos. He's a sculptor in his spare time, and he builds and maintains all the contraptions and mechanisms that he uses. Nick DeSanto. Coming up now is another of our regular participants. This is Mr. Jim Murdoch from Ligonier and his Dodge Power Wagons. Five antique Dodge Power Wagons. Oh, only one. 47, 52, 55, 64, and 66 Power Wagons. Elizabeth Forward has participated in our Fort Ligonier Days Parade for the past 7 years. We've also participated in Tournament of Bands outdoor competitions and Tournament Indoor Association competitions. Wines from 10 different wineries in Pennsylvania. So if you would like to stop by, you must be 21, but you can stop by and sample some wines. Coming up now is another of our float award winners. This is the Colonel Henry Bouquet Award, the fourth place finish, and it goes to Weeders and Cedars. And their theme is an old-fashioned garden party. Float has 2 iron rod tables with 5 to 6 people sitting there. They have lemonade and cookies, flower arrangements, and they are taking part in a Victorian garden party. And again, this was the 4th place winner among our float competition this year, the Weeders and Cedars Garden Club. Right now, to take us through the visit by the Shriners, our annual participation, I'd like to introduce Mr. Jeff Wonderling. Jeff?
Thank you. Good morning. We have the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania, which is one of the oldest Masonic Grand Lodges in the world, established in 1731. We have young men of our DMLA chapter carrying the banner. DMLA is a youth group that does leadership for young men. We also have Rainbow for girls, leadership for the young ladies. It's followed by the grand old Statue of Liberty, and on the Statue of Liberty float is S. Eugene Herrick. He is the Right Worshipful Senior Grand Warden of the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania. He will be the Grand Master in 2 years and 3 months. He hails from Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. The Masonic fraternity here in Ligonier meets just on the north corner of the square, and it's one of the older lodges in the state. The lodges are by lodge number. It's number 331, and it was probably around 170 years old. So it's been here a long time. A lot of good members here in Ligonier. We have a few of them on the floor. Our sole purpose is to take good men and make them better. Float. We have the District Deputy Grand Master of the 30th Masonic District, Brother Timothy L. Schubar, hailing from Donegal, Pennsylvania. Also, District Deputy Grand Master David Turda from the 49th Masonic District. We have the Master of Ligonier Lodge, Brother Todd Klein, accompanied by the Secretary of the Lodge, Brother Ed Kelly, and other members of Ligonier Lodge. Also accompanying them on the float is the Master Counselor of Westmoreland Chapter DMLA, Keith Slackhammer, and the worthy advisor of Rainbow Assembly for Girls, number 42 in Irwin, and that would be Sidney Kirk. Behind them we have the Shriners, and behind the fez we have Brother Robert Herbert Potentate Sirius Shrine Temple, which meets in Harborville, Pennsylvania. As everybody's heard about the Shriners Hospitals, we have 22 hospitals, and we're blessed to have 2 of them right here in Pennsylvania, one in Erie, one in Philadelphia. They specialize in orthopedic problems with children, and also they have an incredible burn hospital. Approximately 2 years ago, we treated our 1 millionth child, and no one has ever been denied treatment because of an inability to pay. All the money these Shriners raise, most of it goes to the Shriners Hospitals for children. They have different units. These guys get together and have a great time. There's 2 things you do when you're a Shriner. You have fun and you help kids. That's basically what we do. Followed by one of the top motor corps units in the country of Sirius Shrine. They compete every year at Virginia Beach, and this is one of the best motor corps in the United States of America, right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Many nights you can get out to Harborville and watch these folks. They take their time and they get down here in the parking lot. There isn't enough room here to do what they do, but you ought to see some of the tricks that they can do on those motorcycles. I think you have to be half crazy to be a Shriner. Because look, these guys, they're having more fun in these little cars. Another motor corps unit. The Sirius Shrine in Pittsburgh encompasses 11 counties, and in each area they have a shrine, what we call, in the Oasis, we have a caravan. There's one here that meets in Greensburg where they have different dinners and picnics and little parties, and they're always raising money for the kids. They also have just about every club you can think of, and if we don't have a club that they're interested in, we encourage them to start one. We have a gun club that shoots trap. We have an RV club that go camping all over the country. We have a Mariners club that's into boating. We have a club called the Hillbillies, which you'll see here in a minute. Naturally, we have the motor corps. We have the heritage unit, which is the bagpipers, which you can hear coming down the street. And we have the best unit. The heritage unit is the clowns. I'm sorry. Thanks, Pinky. We also have a group called the Road Runners. The Road Runners is a unique group of men, usually retired, and we have several of these vans that stay in Harmerville, and these Road Runners will get up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and if you have a child that needs to go to the hospital, they're going to come to your house if you need transportation, and they're going to pick you and your child up, and they're going to take you to one of the hospitals for your appointment. And while you're in your appointment, they might be there and they might take a little nap. They have little areas in the hospital for these guys to rest. And they'll take a little nap, and then when your appointment's over, they're going to come gather you up and they're going to take you back home at no cost to the family. That's what our Road Runners do. The shrine is truly a dedicated group of men. Happy Patchen leading the bagpiper. I personally belong to. And I'd like to ask you a question. How can perfectly sane people go to the store and buy a real nice pair of bib overalls and take them home and destroy them so that they can be a hillbilly? We have people that take and blacken out their teeth. They do the craziest things. They're marching most weekends. And 100% of the proceeds, if we have a picnic or we have an event, we all pitch in and we buy the food, we buy whatever we need, and every dollar that we make goes to the Shriners Hospitals for Kids. The leader of this group is called the Grand Raban of the Clan, and this is Hillbilly Clan number 53. You know what Brother Ronnie Eifert had to do to that truck to get it to look like that? I remember when that truck was in good shape until he got a hold of it. That's right, Ronnie. Yeah, the hillbilly degree might have something to do with an outhouse. Here we have the award-winning Series Shrine Band. The Shrines have competitions every year in Virginia Beach, and our group here in Pittsburgh finishes high or first just about every year. Each member buys their own rigs and their own equipment. And they're quite costly. I was always curious of where they bought this stuff. Following the road rig, we have the camel wheels.
Looking for romance, so Barbara Ann, so we bought a ticket to Barbara Ann, Barbara Ann, big man, you gotta be rocking.
Finally, we have the horse patrol. Pretty much, if there's a club, there's one of them at the shrine. Hi, Dale.
Coming up now is the Daring Area High School Band, the marching band. That's the Daring Area High School Marching Band. And coming up now is the Fair Queen from the Derry Township Ag Fair, Sierra Shearer. That's followed by the Westmoreland Ag Fair, Queen and Court. Katrina Long is the Fair Queen. And this is exactly what it looks like. It is a big banana car. That's what it is. Steve Braithwaite, and he has Santa and Frosty and an elf in with him. So does Frosty make that a frozen banana car?
Because when you laugh, you can have it all.
Okay.
Everybody, everywhere. Time to have fun and it starts right here. You can jump, you can sing, you can do your dance. As long as you're smiling and dancing.
Steve Braithwaite converted a 1993 Ford F-150 pickup into the Big Banana car. And I say that as Ronald McDonald stands in front of me juggling. And very well, I might add.
And some don't make a sound. See, Ronald McDonald, he wants to kiss the fat free. So next time you see a friend looking down, make him laugh and turn that frown.
Ronald McDonald, the official spokesperson for McDonald's restaurants. And who was the first Ronald McDonald, everyone? Willard Scott. Willard Scott of Today Show fame. There have been at least 10 different actors who have portrayed Ronald McDonald since 1963. That's true. Gallagher's Dairy in Johnstown celebrating 100 years, but this is a replica of the Gallagher's Dairy Company's first ice cream delivery truck. It is a 1914 Cadillac pickup truck. And behind that is an antique oil tanker truck from the DeLallo store. Now, this is from Hoover Stone Quarry. This is a Mack chain drive with trailer, a 1910 antique motor from Hoover Stone Quarry in Salzburg, Pennsylvania. Auto is one of the principal sponsors for our parade. The kilts that the band wears are in the Firefighters Memorial Tartan, which is a salute to firefighters everywhere. That is the Latrobe Volunteer Fire Department Pipes and Drum Band. Now some John Deere antique tractors. This is the trolley from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. This is for St. Vincent College. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood trolley, followed by the St. Vincent College marching band and cheerleaders. Courtney Baum is the director. St. Vincent College marching band and cheerleaders. Look at this team of horses. Spring Mountain Percherons. The 6-horse hitch being pulled by 6 black Percheron Govins. And each of these horses weighs about 1 ton. Ages range from 4 years to 11 years. Spring Mountain Percherons. The next group is from Dream Horse Stables, where you can learn how to ride, training, boarding, and lessons. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how an expert does it. One swipe and you're finished. A little aerosol cleansing and we're good to go. Joe the Scooper from Pittsburgh. Next, the personal ponies at Simple Blessings Farm. These folks dressed in colonial dress. 4 Shetland ponies wearing their formal show attire. And coming up now, the First Frontier Mechanized Cavalry. Military vehicles from the World War II era and uniformed troops. The First Frontier Mechanized Cavalry from Pittsburgh. Coming up now is the Homer Center Marching Band from Homer City in Indiana County. The band sporting new uniforms this year. 65 members strong. under the direction of John Stola. That's the Homer Center High School Marching Band. More of the sponsors of Fort Ligonier Days, and our thanks to them. Once again, Smale Auto, one of the principal sponsors for us. Coming now, the pride of Morgantown, West Virginia, the Morgantown High School Red and Blue Marching Band. This group will be in Hawaii in December of next year for the commemoration parade at Pearl Harbor. 260 members. Morgantown High School Red and Blue Marching Band. The director, Mr. Keith Reed. Coming up now, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. This is a 1995 model created by world-renowned automobile designer Harry Bradley. It is 27 feet long, 11 feet high, and can travel in excess of 90 miles per hour. That's one fast hot dog. And did you know that the Wienermobile has appeared in 2 movies, Ladybug starring Rodney Dangerfield and Another You starring Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. Next is the Shortcut High Little Bus with Character. With a reminder for everyone, want to be cool, stay in school. Coming now are the people who make this parade possible, and they deserve a very big round of applause. These people worked very, very hard for a very long time to bring you the parade you just saw. So on behalf of the Fort Ligonier Days Committee, I want to say thank you all for attending our parade. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Please enjoy your day at Fort Ligonier Days. Lots to do and see. Don't forget the events coming up later with music and a fireworks show tonight just before 9 o'clock.